this Dodgeball Europe game for 7th place in the cloth women's category between Sweden and Northern Ireland. I'm James Dixon and I'm joined by
Sam Ward. Good morning everybody, welcome to this final day of what has been an incredibly high quality, high stakes tournament for everyone. I think both teams potentially a little remiss to end up here in the first place.
Yeah, they both hit some really tough opponents.
Yeah, Northern Irish women's team cut off the back of a silver medal in the World Cup in Graz only 12 months ago. I think will feel that they maybe should be placing for a slightly higher position. Cunningham pushing Strahlen back on the wing. Hit onto Wilhelmsen.
Cover as well, just blocking the ball away, keeping our teammates safe. All you can really ask for.
Yeah, nice early start for Northern Ireland, take a player advantage. More singles from the centre. Sweden electing to set with 3. Single from Ugla. And take the trade in the end.
Almost pulls it in for Sweden, but not quite. Could make a real difference in this set.
Yeah, Northern Ireland retain their player advantage, but that's an excellent shot from Werner onto the feet of the Northern Irish winger. 4 balls here for Northern Ireland, so they could look to restore their player advantage here. Redmond and Turkington send 2 balls down the centre towards Vidas Nero. 3 balls here for Sweden, level playing advantage here. Great effort from Cunningham, takes the pre-throw onto the centre and gets out the way of the ball from Strahlen.
4 balls again for Ireland. Sweden not winning possession, it seems.
2 balls again from Cunningham and Turkington. Nice ideas from Werner to try and disrupt the Northern Irish throwing attack, but Strahlen's dodging's equal to it. Applying lots of pressure towards Cunningham this time. Single comes down towards Werner, she goes back with interest at Cunningham.
That cover from Cunningham, keeping her teammates safe. You can see the Swedish sort of trepidation to really push that.
That's a great pre-throw from Strahlen, finding the feet of Cunningham.
Sweden really finding some joy with those. Be interesting to see if Northern Ireland throw some more fakes, try and bait that out.
Single from Redmond.
No fakes that time. 3 players apiece.
Very delicate situation here for both teams.
Especially
next hit, exactly. Next hit, absolutely crucial. 2 balls, double counter. Double counter comes in. Trades between Turkington and Strahlen. 2v2 here.
That's one of those situations where all you can really do is trade and pray.
Exactly. Yeah, I think Strahlen knew that she was dead to rights and did the best she could in taking out Turkington with her. Northern Ireland potentially looking for another double. Werner sends away the 4th ball.
Gives away 4 balls, but a little bit too close to throw them. It's relatively
3, 2, 1. A tie, an honourable draw to kick things off.
Both teams should be very happy with that.
I think so. I think Northern Ireland were probably in the ascendancy for most of that set, either even on players or up throughout. Yeah. I think they will be. I think Sweden will be happy with the draw in Northern Ireland on the basis of that performance.
I think Sweden will be a little bit cautious of the amount of possession they gave Northern Ireland.
Very much so. Yeah, doing well to get out the way of, I think, 2 if not 3 2-ball attacks from the Northern Irish, which is not necessarily a luxury they'll be able to afford all game. We'll see. Wilhelmsen and Werner retrieving those retrieving the 2 uncontested balls, but leaving the centre well alone, letting Northern Ireland have 3. Free throw from Cunningham onto Strahlen.
Watching those Northern Ireland players set for the catch so early, they back themselves so much and just reel it in.
It's not necessarily from the coaching textbook looking for catches this early on. Great shot from Cunningham onto.
But I think Northern Ireland have that intimidation that the other team knows. Sweden know that Northern Ireland love to catch.
Very much so.
Limit where they can aim.
Ugla tries one towards towards the centre. Turkington, I believe those.
Taking the 2-step rather than running up.
Yeah, and throwing at a ball holder as well, not necessarily the most expansive style of play. 2 balls coming in, bouncing onto McCloskey. Double counter takes out the Swedish winger.
Double running again, giving them
Strahlen. Yeah, Northern Ireland doing incredibly well whenever Sweden feel compelled to release 2 balls, taking that opportunity to take a double running counter onto the one remaining ball holder. Yeah, good accuracy from Friedman to put it slightly off body.
Just a little bit of bait.
Yeah, taken by McCloskey. Blocks out from Cunningham.
Both balls do retain on Sweden's side. Sweden now with the majority of possession this set.
Still only a player down. Wilhelmsson looks for the toes of Redmond, but she leaves that well alone.
Redmond is not a player you want to be aiming at chest.
No, it's renowned for being one of the strongest catchers and an incredibly gifted set of catchers. That's Eve Turkington taking her exit on that one from the post row from Ugla.
Easily blocked the retriever.
Will Robinson, the Danish coach, doing his fellow Nordic favour in nation.
Leaves Northern Ireland with 3 players. Still four players apiece.
4 players apiece, 3 balls in hand. Again, another set going right down to the wire. Yeah. 2 balls onto Berner. Free throw from Ugla onto.
30 seconds left. Probably 2 more plays.
Most likely. It probably depends how much expansive countering both teams want to do. Does Sweden want to take one throw with majority? Maybe they do now. Double counter. And a great hit from Ugla onto the toes of Cunningham.
More than enough time to make a play here.
Yeah, they don't quite need to panic just yet. Sweden with 3. Hannah Turkington applying a load of pressure. Throwing onto Friedman. 2 safe throws, 3 safe throws.
3 seconds left.
Northern Ireland got to go. They're making a hit. It's a 3-all.
Pulls back the draw. That set, very different from the first.
Different style, same result. 2-all here. If you've been watching a lot of the cloth stream, you might be questioning quite what the extra line at the back of the court is. We are on finals day. The volunteers have done an excellent job in terms of reorienting the hall to reorienting the hall to be set up for this final day stream. As a result, we have the women's foam final on here later on today. So that backline's for the women's foam category. It's the orange line just in front of the back line here. Not needed for this one. Wilhelmsson taking the early catch.
Yes, so the red lines are phone lines, I believe. No, the red lines are the cloth.
The red lines are the phone one, but Ugla sends another one down the throat of Eve Turkington.
Hit again. Northern Ireland now 2 players in the lead. Can they hold on to this?
This might be the first 2-player advantage we've seen from either team. Short-lived. Great effort from Vidas Nero. And I think they,
yeah. A little bit unsure about whether it bounced or not.
It was very close. That was an excellent shot from Vidas Nero. And some excellent. Northern Ireland doing very well to get away with a trade there. McCloskey loses. Yeah, gets caught in no woman's land in the middle, but the cover from Turkington is excellent to get the trade on the way back.
Keep the lead.
McCloskey takes one at Werner and gets 4 balls.
Diving down to the ground.
Here we go. A hit here makes the set very comfortable for Northern Ireland. Friedman does well to make sure that isn't the case.
Sweden more than good enough to come back in this.
Very much so, yeah. It's easy to think when there's only 2 of you left that you need to make magic happen immediately. Very much not the case for Sweden. But regardless, the catch from Redmond and Wilhelmsson looks for a catch off the throw from McCloskey, and Northern Ireland take the set in relatively commanding fashion, 4-2.
Very different to the last 2 sets.
Yeah, the first one-sided affair we've seen for a little while, but 2 catches in there from the Northern Irish centre. What you said earlier around them being such an incredibly gifted centre.
Yeah. Oh, it's so easy to talk about the wingers and the amount of pressure and stuff they can put on. But having a good centre that will just make catches, I mean, you do have to aim around them. So difficult to play against.
Yeah, it makes it these 3 Swedes with the balls right now. Where do they throw? It's so difficult to pick a target. You don't necessarily want to waste a single on a ball holder because then you're much less risk of making a hit. But equally, these central players from Northern Ireland are just taking anything that comes thrown their way. 4 balls here for Sweden to try and make sure that isn't the case.
More than comfortable to running counter, take the 2 balls, come at you, rather than throw themselves. Not leaving themselves open to counters.
Good attempt from Mugler, looking for the toes of McCloskey.
2 balls to Sweden.
Great work from Cunningham through the block.
3 balls to Sweden. Can they make something happen here?
Friedman looks for Redmond, and Wilhelmsen baited out a little bit by the pressure from Cunningham to get compelled to give away the 4th ball. Ugler entrusted with a 1 remaining ball for Sweden. 2 balls looking for Friedman, and she gets out of the way of the balls, but also goes over the line. Great timing and great accuracy from the Northern Irish girls. Friedman just running out of court a little bit.
Great hit there. Exactly what Sweden need. But less so.
No, indeed.
Every time Sweden try and come back in this set, Northern Ireland have an answer.
Trying to replicate what Strahlen did in the first set of realising she was going to be double running countered and trying to take a trade. Yeah. That's as badly as it can go, I'm afraid, on that one. Wilhelmsen does well to get out of the way at the 3-ball attack from Redmond, Hannah Turkington and Cunningham.
Still very much doable for the Sweden side.
Yeah, still got a minute, and 1 catch makes it much less comfortable for Northern Ireland. Double running counter from Lindsay and Cunningham to make the mark, and Ugler is there to take the mark on Lindsay. 2 balls sent towards Eve Turkington and Cunningham.
I am going to quickly go on court 1. They have no sound, so I'm going to quickly go fix that.
Oh boy. Sorry listeners, you've only got me for a little bit. Ugler left on her own against 3 Northern Irish, now that Cunningham makes her exit. Ugler does well to get out of the 2 balls from Redmond and Hannah Turkington. Joining her namesake Eve Turkington on the other wing. Free throw from Ugler comes in, play ball here on Northern Ireland, they're going to have to throw 2. And Ugler pops it up in the air for the effort from Redmond, and catch is called. They look good from here. And that's another tied set. Some heroics from Ugler in the end, taking a miracle catch from the effort from Redmond. It definitely wasn't a badly placed ball from Redmond, but that was a miraculous pluck from the ground from Ugler. Sweden stay within touching distance, 5-3 to Northern Ireland. A couple of changes here for Sweden. So Grzinski and Edvardsen, number 35 and 98 respectively, come on, and their first task is to fetch the uncontested balls. Wilhelmsen checking her legs against E. Turkington at the centre. Trade in the middle between Werner and McCloskey. Good dodging from Edvardsen from the 2 balls from Northern Ireland. Once again struggling to make their 4-ball attacks really count against the Sweden side. Friedman sends one down the middle towards Eve Turkington, and Helen Cunningham sends one straight through the block of Strahlen. Two balls find the mark on Eve Turkington, double running counter comes in, Wilhelmsen's gone. Sweden feeling compelled to throw 2 balls at these central targets, not getting too much joy in their singles, but Northern Ireland's double running counter is proving very, very strong to equal the deficit. 2 balls blocked out by Friedman. Single counter from Grzinski. Doesn't find the mark. Sweden not providing the best use of 4 balls at that point. Great effort from Edvardsen. Finds the side of Cunningham. Level here.
I am now back. I believe the audio works for that. Kind of. What
Okay.
are you going to do?
Oh, I'm not sure about that. Freeman takes the catch off. I think, yeah. I'm not sure she knows either. I think if it was a hit, it was definitely a hit before a catch. Unfortunate from Friedman.
It's 100% one of those scenarios though, where as a player, you're taking that catch because you're actually less likely to get injured if you just take the catch. Like, why would you not?
No, indeed. No, I think she might not have known whether it bounced or might not have seen it, etc. But like, yeah, very much taking her medicine from the line referees. Hannah Turkington survives once more, 3-2 in favour of NI, as Turkington sends one down towards Edbarson. And a great effort from Redmond, taking the catch off the double running counter.
Slow down after she's thrown and made the hit.
Brilliant effort from Redmond in the centre to make Northern Ireland's lead 2 frames. It's 7-3 here.
Still anyone's game. These have been very, very close sets.
Very much so. I think there was one blip there for Sweden where they were skittled in about a minute and a half, something like that. But yeah, nothing of the sort for the remaining 3 sets. It's been a very close fought affair.
Yeah. 7-3 just feels a little bit harsh, but
yeah, I think Sweden will be taking a look at the scoreline a little bit now on. I think that's a bounce from Edvardsson.
Always difficult when it's so low to the ground.
Yeah, it definitely hit the floor at some point. It's just whether it clipped Edvardsson on the way through.
But now Sweden with 3 balls.
Counter from Cunningham, looking for Werner in the centre.
Both teams with full squads.
2-ball attack on the ball holder. Wilhelmsen can't get away from those 2 counters once again.
Double running counter on that right wing, deadly.
Yeah, it's as good as a death sentence, unfortunately, from Wilhelmsen. Once the 2 balls onto the winger didn't make the mark, and a great catch from Redmond, really finding a mojo now. Yeah, the Northern Irish cover and sort of team synchronicity really is incredible to watch across all of their teams, but no less so here. 2-ball attack, makes the mark on Wilhelmsen. Krasinski, apologies.
3 again. No hits made there. So
double counter coming in once again. Werner
double running counter on the right. Just spamming it.
3 out of
working every time. I don't know what they can do about it particularly.
Yeah.
It just seems
but here they go again.
That's an absolute hammer in this game.
I think 5 out of 5 hits from 4 out of 5 hits from Northern Ireland from 2-ball attacks here. I think they are being a catch from Redmond.
It's very, very clear that that's something they've drilled and drilled hard. It's something
and paying dividends here.
I know the English leagues, you see Derby fans do it a lot.
Yeah, it's incredibly effective tactics. So hard for a player to backtrack at speed with a ball in hand and be able to survive a double counter from the wide angles once you're not set for it at the back. Ugla takes out Cunningham, but the remaining balls from Northern Ireland do the job. It's now 9-3, and that's another set that Sweden won't remember too fondly. But they've got a chance. They'll have this will be a short set, so we might get a second. We might get a second one here if this is.
Maybe. It's going to be a question of if Sweden can if Sweden have called timeout. It's going to be a question of if Sweden can break up that wing play, because those wingers are punishing them on those double runnings.
Yeah, I think Sweden took a chance on that set to try and throw a few more 2-ball attacks themselves when they had 3, on the basis that if they make the hits particularly on the Northern Irish wingers, then they aren't quite as vulnerable to those 2-ball attacks, those 2-ball counters at the end. Unfortunately for them, the dodging from Cunningham and Maxwell and Lindsay, apologies, on the wings was far too good, and then their running counterplay is indefensible at that point.
Yeah.
Sweden might elect to try and maintain a little bit more possession and not give Northern Ireland quite the double running counters opportunities that they have, but then you get back to the other problem of if you're throwing 1 out of 3, where do you throw? Those central players for Northern Ireland have been really, really elusive and hard to pin down, and when you have tried to pin them down, half of them are stuck for catches.
Yeah, it's just such a strong Northern Ireland centre. It's the wing cover combined with the centre means it's just there's no weak point, there's nothing to exploit, and Sweden have just not been playing badly. They've just come up against a team that is now firing on cylinders. A team that again came second at Worlds. This is not a bad team.
Yeah, beating England 12 months ago, who look well, who'll find themselves in the final later and will really fancy themselves for that gold later on. But Northern Ireland beating them at Worlds and pushing Austria very, very close 12 months ago. I think these two teams probably not necessarily befitting of this 7th place that they might end up in.
Yeah. But this will be a shorter set.
Yeah, 2 minutes on the clock. So Sweden will be really, really hoping this goes their way and maintain some level of credibility on the scoreline. Currently 9-3. 9-5 at the half sounds a lot better than 11-3.
Rolls back to Northern Ireland.
Yeah, ball retriever wistfully watching that one go on court. Ball retrievers can't interfere with balls over the lines of the court. It's up from Edvardsen. Unfortunately, great effort from McCloskey to put enough power to make it too hard to handle from Edvardsen. A lot of pressure.
Can't retain it. Sweden are playing down.
Yeah, and they do elect to release one on that occasion.
Pops up, but she doesn't really. She's sort of disappointed herself.
Indeed, yeah. Wilhelmsen blocks the ball from Cunningham, but it does roll back to Northern Ireland, and Northern Ireland have 4. And that's a catch, I believe. Yeah, Cunningham takes a walk, catch and out, called. Wilhelmsen be very happy with that.
Yeah, makes it level.
Another single towards Edvardsen. Blocked out from Turkington.
And
an excellent heads-up play from Ugler. Realising that ball's a little kind of wayward and picks it up and takes a pot shot and finds the foot. Excellent work.
Not expected for you to get the ball back and retaliate.
2-for-1 trade in favour of Northern Ireland. McCloskey, Ugler and Grudzinski exit, and then Werner unfortunately throws the fake a little too hard and the ball illegally transfers over to the other side.
Yeah.
Northern Ireland now with a player advantage. 2 balls looking, and I think that's a bounce called by more of the Northern Irish subs box than the referees, but bounce nonetheless.
3 balls for Northern Ireland.
4 in fact, I think. Ball retriever's got one. Edvardsen pops up. Friedman left with a minute.
It's a big ask.
Oh no, sorry. That was the set clock at the start of 3 minutes. Apologies. Yeah, that was the half clock finishing there. And Northern Ireland going to the half 11-3 up.
A commanding lead. But a well-earned lead. They've played so well.
Yeah, definitely. Sweden made them work for it to start with, definitely, and they definitely deserve points on the board, and potentially they probably think more than 3. But no, regardless of the way it's gone, Northern Ireland very much look the team in ascendancy. Sweden going to need to change something and come out of this second half incredibly strong to get anywhere.
It's just been those double running counters have just been ruining Sweden.
Yeah, and
haven't really answered them.
And it's very difficult for. Yeah, there's no silver bullet here for Sweden in terms of how to find the chink in the armour against this Northern Irish team. They tested out the Northern Irish central players with some of their single ball attacks, with mixed success, I'd say, but Northern Ireland probably just about getting the better side of them. When they've gone to the 2-ball attacks, I think that's probably potentially been even worse, because regardless if you make a hit on the 2-ball attack in the centre, you're basically guaranteed to lose one of your players off those double running counters from Northern Ireland that look fresh as a daisy at the end of this 4-day tournament. Elsewhere, looks like we've got Italy men's taking quite a commanding lead against the Dutch in the battle for 9th place in the men's cloth category. And on the far side, I'm afraid I can't see the scoreboard between Belgium and Republic of Ireland. Which is a special mention to Belgium for even being in the question for 7th place today. For a pot 14 to get their scalps against Switzerland and Sweden, both of which have been in quarterfinals at the last Euros, is it's no mean feat. So very well done for the Red Devils.
As well. Like they were in a group with Northern Ireland, England, Switzerland, and while Switzerland and Belgium both lost to Northern Ireland and England, which
no shame in that.
Respect, it's a great team, but they drew. They managed to get a draw out of the Swiss. Which for
Very
Belgium is
impressive.
such an impressive achievement.
Yeah, I think they've definitely been one of the kind of standout
I think
sides
so
from the
far.
from the tournament in terms of sort of performance against ranking kind of efforts.
Yeah. Just shows that anyone can win a game though.
Yeah, and it's those kind of performances that means that, there's quite a lot of teams that will look back with a bit of a grimace at this Euros at their final placings. Probably particularly Netherlands and Italy would have both been fancied to get out of the group, especially with Italy being in a group with the Republic of Ireland, which should be on paper at least one of the more favourable groups to get out of.
Yeah.
Sweden and Switzerland, like we said, I think both of those will be very remiss to not get out of the groups. France as well came fourth at the last European Championships in the men's category and unable to get out of the groups this time. It's definitely been a Euros of change this time around at this early stage.
Yeah.
But regardless, at least in the cloth category, some very familiar faces in the finals.
Sweden ready to go. Ireland taking their time.
That's what they're entitled to do. They've still got a minute left of this half time to mull over their thoughts.
It just depends which type of team you are. Some teams are just want to get up and go. Some teams want to take their time to talk it through, break it down. Ireland also more than comfortable in this game.
Very much so.
The first set might dictate the rest of the game.
Yeah, you feel like Sweden kind of need to come out of the block strongly. Even if they don't get a win in this first set, but if they can take it to a draw and then win the next one and kind of stop the Northern Irish momentum, that's probably the best they can do. That'll probably be enough to at least keep them a foothold in the game. If Northern Ireland come out and win the first set and start dominating the second, then it could be curtains for Sweden. They could be consigned to 8th. Still the same 6 for Northern Ireland, lining up for the start of the second half. Not taking their foot off the pedal for the start of the second half.
Trying to really secure the win. Sweden going 3 balls this time. Releasing early.
Yeah,
from our angle it looks always difficult.
Yeah, we haven't got the best view from up here, I'm afraid, but yeah, Turkington remains on court. Cunningham sends one towards Werner. And a great effort from Ugla, I believe that is, onto the far side, onto the feet of McCloskey. Good work from Ugla to get that trade from the 4-ball attack. Sweden retain their player advantage despite Northern Ireland just having 4 balls. And
Sweden are countering.
Yeah, great effort from Vidas Nero, just taking that early shot back at Lindsay.
A little more confident.
Yeah, a bit more agility and spring in their step, I think, after a half time. A little bit of a pep talk and realising they don't really have anything to lose here. They can go out all guns blazing. And throwing without fear at the centre from Vidas Nero. A little too hot to handle for Turkington. Nice accuracy to get it right off the shoulder, just off the chest. That one less so.
Very, very long.
Yeah, the other Turkington making no mistake. Eve Turkington catches back in McCloskey. And Sweden there had an excellent double running counter opportunity onto the ball holder should they have wished to take it. The double running counter onto Redmond might have been the better option, but
just something they were used to. It made that.
Good effort, but blocked out from McCloskey.
3 balls to Northern Ireland. Great goal
2
kick.
balls, and she stays off the line as well. I think
Very close.
I think her heel was over the line, but I don't think it was on it. A great effort, and I think that's a block to the ground from Turkington. Looks very close from here.
Out the way.
Hit there onto Krasinski. Northern Ireland with 4 here. I believe.
Three players to throw, so.
And a great effort from Turkington.
Into the left foot. So close.
Couple of screw releases, double running counter time.
Northern Ireland's ability to just rally when they're down is
remarkable across any of their teams. Yeah, they're never out. They're never down and out of a set.
Sweden very gently got out there.
Werner trying to bait McCloskey into a catch, and the Turkingtons do the rest of the damage. So Sweden would probably have been happy with the performance in that set. Some heroics from Eve Turkington, turning the tide for Northern Ireland.
Against most teams, you will win this set. It's just this Northern Ireland. There are a few teams in this tournament that are so resilient.
Yeah.
The Northern Ireland coaching just shouting the word dodging at their players. Always an incentive.
Yep, I'm sure that wasn't front and centre of their mind, but anyway. Well, there's very little incentive to look for a catch at this stage. Early in the set, when there's no one to catch back in, the value of a catch isn't significant. Some slightly screwy releases from McCloskey and Cunningham.
Northern Ireland are very much at a point in the game where time is their friend. If you can slow this game down, you will just secure the win.
Very much so. Some releases there onto Lindsay. Find the mark, and Sweden gets second prize of getting the ball back off the hit. So even though they threw down to one ball, they end up with two to counter with should they wish to take it. Northern Ireland won't give them that chance. 2-ball attack onto the right wing, onto Vidas Nero, I believe that is.
4 balls to Sweden.
Cunningham gets out the way. Very nicely done.
Slaps the ground.
Yeah, realising that she was running out of room a little bit under that ball, but just manages to find it. And a great pre-throw there onto Cunningham
Sweden
from
in the lead
from Ugla.
Sweden will need this set.
Yeah. Goes without saying, but they need to convert this.
Well, I think if they do lose this set, I think it is then out of reach.
Even just from you said about mental fortitude and resilience, I think that it would be very tough for Sweden to come back. No, especially from this point when they're 2 players in the ascendancy, and being up in the last set as well. But job's not done yet. This Northern Irish team very much not out of the woods. Hannah Turkington with some matrix dodging to get out of the way of that cross-court snipe.
Just the awareness. Plays it low, plays it safe.
Yeah, fancying their chance for 2 balls, knowing they might get a double counter opportunity here. Or even better, a counter opportunity from Redmond.
Swings it back. It's
Yeah.
Even on players.
Stralin sends one towards the legs, but bread and butter for Redmond. Levels the game, 4 apiece. Some pressure from the Swedish wings, but Lindsay and Turkington not electing to throw that 4th ball away.
Sweden now also got it all to do again.
Yeah, there's still 20 seconds. They'll have time to take possession and make a play here if they wish.
It's Redmond.
Block, double counter opportunity. Hit onto the right wing from Sweden.
Needs this hit.
Hits on to Hannah Turkington. Eve Turkington also goes up and gets hit, I believe, as well.
I believe it's hit.
Regardless.
It will be academic, but huge for Sweden. It's still one of those things where mentally you want to know you've made that hit, that your arm is good.
Yes, very much so. Yeah, Sweden ensuring that the Northern Irish are not completely infallible and get a set on the board. 13-5.
I would not be surprised to see Northern Ireland call a timeout here. Just to
Maybe, yeah.
Up a little bit. I know it's
Maybe not. I think if they lose this next one, I wouldn't be surprised to see it. You said time being Northern Ireland's friend. The downside of using your timeout is that the match clock stops running down between those 2 sets, so you don't wipe off those 30 seconds between sets. Redmond elected to leave that one well alone, as Lindsay sends the counter straight back towards Vidas Nero. Plenty of fakes coming out from Cunningham. Great areas, great effort from Cunningham. Down into the zone for Stralin to take a bite at, but too hot to handle. Great flighted ball there onto the ankles of Eve Turkington.
Makes it all level. Floating little dodge out the way there.
Yeah, Lindsay electing to slow the pace of the game down a little bit. Let Northern Ireland dictate the pace of the game for a while. And a thoroughly vindicated decision by making the mark on Grzinski in the middle. 2-ball attack comes in. Ugler sends one back towards McCloskey.
Sweden 1 player down. Blocked away.
Ugler sends one towards Cunningham.
No,
Phil Helmson looking for the trades, but not quite able to make the mark. Good work from Cunningham.
2 balls. Releases both wing. No over mid hit. 3 Sweden players versus the 5 of NI. A minute 15 remaining. Hit made there.
Good 2-ball attack. Yeah. Lindsay's taken out by Ugler in the midst of it, but Northern Ireland very happy with that trade being up in players up in the game.
Sweden need a catch, but it's going to be 4 balls coming in.
4 more balls coming back at Sweden now. Catch made though. Hannah Turkington's gone. Stralin's back in.
Cuts that deficit quite considerably.
Yeah, all of a sudden it's a 1-hit game. Might not be for much longer. Great 2-ball attack. Means that Edvardsen can't do their magic once again, and Redmond finishes the job.
Redmond's such an experienced player.
Playing in her 10th European Championship, I believe. You don't get much more experience than that. So, Northern Ireland's reassert their dominance and steady the ship. Take a 10-point lead with 10 minutes remaining. Sweden will need something miraculous to get back into this game with the amount of time remaining and the amount of sets deficits.
Maybe too much of a mountain to climb for them.
Yeah, and if you were trying to rattle off 5 sets in 10 minutes, the last team you'd want to face is probably this Northern Irish team. Nevertheless, a good early hit from Edvardsen takes the mark onto Hannah Turkington.
She slipped.
Yes, yeah, I think the ball took away her standing leg, and I think an early trip to the floor for Hannah Turkington. But she's got back up with a smile on her face. I think just a bit of a jarring one.
Sport of a lot of hard impacts for a no contact sport.
Very much so. Yeah, I think we might see the first substitution from Northern Ireland after this one, especially if the game's essentially gone at this point.
I think you'll also see a lot of substitutions to get players on that are just dodgers.
Yeah.
That are just there to survive.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Northern Ireland blessed with plenty of those.
That gives Northern Ireland 3 balls.
Yeah, they can dictate the pace of the game here, which is exactly what they want. Throw from McCloskey, down the centre, Sweden get out of the way. McCloskey does likewise. Grzinski thinking about sending one back towards Lindsay, but does probably the right thing on the end. And yeah, good honesty from Edvardsen, I believe that is, to take the hit from Lindsay. Centre for Strahlen looking for McCloskey. Two-ball attack.
Ducks out of the way, not taking the running counter.
No, but doing the next best thing and taking 4 balls in hand. Throwing 1 ball back at Northern Ireland is probably the worst thing you could do there. hit, yeah, and then get second prize from Midas Nero, getting the ball straight back into her arms off the hit from Lindsay. Sweden now with a 2-player advantage. Hit! It's 3!
Bubbles between them. Leaves NI with just 1 player left.
Oh, that is tough to take for Northern Ireland. The block from McCloskey just comes back off her shoulder. Turkington looks for fishing for it, and then it drops onto the toes of Redmond. 3 for 1 for Vidash Nero.
If this does turn into a turnaround, that will be the moment it's done it.
Yeah, that could be catalytic for this one.
Great
Cunningham does well to get out of the way, as does Krasinski in the middle. It's up! Too high even for the tall figure of Cunningham. No chance of reaching that one. Plenty of pressure from Vidash Nero against the one remaining Northern Irishman. Cunningham will be incentivised to take all 16 of these seconds remaining. Or alternatively, she'd be incentivised to maybe make 3 hits. We'll see. 5 seconds. I think Sweden have probably done enough for this set.
But she will just wait out.
A peaceful end to this one, but Sweden take the 2 points. 15-7, but Northern Ireland probably happy that 3 minutes are wiped off the match clock, and the ask for Sweden is getting towards the mathematically impossible stage. Sweden take their time out to stop that match clock and give themselves a few more seconds to try and do the impossible. I think that in all likelihood it's too little, too late. But Sweden will be keen to get some more credibility on the scoreline.
They need 4 sets in just over 6 minutes. So
yeah, give it
with those 30 seconds in between reset time.
So yeah, when you're chasing your game, those 30-second resets are an absolute killer.
Yeah, well that means you've got 4.5 minutes to do 4 sets.
Very tough, very tough.
Impossible.
No, I'm sure it's been done. I'm sure it's been done before, but yeah, against this Northern Ireland women's team, that's yeah. Wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy.
Well, we'll have to see what they can do here. If they can just bring some sets back, finish on a high.
Yeah, they'll be disappointed with 8th place, but
both of these teams will be.
Yeah, true. Both of these teams will be disappointed to even be in this particular match.
Just hit in the quarters, they hit Austria and England, which is just a really rough break.
Very much so. Yeah. Yeah, Northern Ireland getting a very tough draw with England in the group and Austria in the quarter-final. There's very few teams in the world that could navigate their way out to a semi-final from there. We do indeed see a change from the Northern Irish team, although it isn't Hannah Turkington who's taken her leave. It's McCloskey. McCloskey, who's come off for Luffridge.
Now, Sweden with 3. And we're going to see some more risk taking from Sweden here.
Yeah, Sweden kicking it off in earnest, trying to pass the Turkington for a second time.
Hit made there on the shoulder. Hit made there in the front. Doesn't take the trade that she was going for.
No, great work from Krasinski to really close the distance against E. Turkington. She felt compelled to try and take the trade, and the 2-ball attack makes the mark onto Cunningham, who's proved especially elusive for Sweden, being a lot of targets from these multiple attacks, but finds the mark on that occasion.
5 versus 4. Tries to take the trade. He's just hit out for it. Oh, she does.
I think there was a fake. There's a fake from Luffridge, and I think her ball fell out of her hand and went over.
She's been called back in. She's gone out for some reason.
I think she lost control of her ball and it fell over the line. I think there's a I don't know whether she didn't have control of it in the first place, and therefore she's not.
The ref seemed confused as to why she got out, so must be confused by it. No shot.
A hit called on Ugla in the end.
4 NI versus 3 of Sweden. Blocked away. Very good dodging there. Just hops out the way.
Yeah, more than happy to just sit on this player advantage for as much of this minute as they can, Northern Ireland. Great accuracy from Luffridge. Sends one hard and low down towards.
Baiting knows that
That's
Sweden
what
going for those matches, so puts it just out of reach.
2 balls at Turkington.
Double running
Counter once again.
Honest again.
2 ball attack from from Lindsay and Luffridge. So we might get a double counter here once again to finish it off, and we do.
Line forward anyway. Probably going to see 2 more sets here.
Yeah, definitely at least 2. 3 minutes 50 remaining on the clock.
Northern Ireland basically played as you'd expect Northern Ireland.
Yeah,
Very solid.
very much reverting to type in that set. But yes, like you say, been.
Northern Ireland not calling a timeout?
Well, you got one each half. You may as well use it.
Yeah.
I think they might just use it to give some more of the girls a bit of a run around, a bit more European experience.
For Northern Ireland, this game is now academic, like it is.
Yeah, very much so. Job well done for Northern Ireland to.
But that's
Secure
not to
this
say
one.
anything negative about Sweden.
No, they certainly played
against-
their part in this game against a much tougher opponent for 7th place than they might have wanted to.
Yeah. This is definitely a game that you could see being 3rd, 4th. Like it's,
Yeah. Well, I think Sweden did come 4th last Euros in Osijek, losing to Italy for bronze in what I believe was an overtime set. So we're getting towards MVP territory. If you would like to let us know in the chat on stream, who you think's done the damage for each team in this game.
Cunningham's been phenomenal.
Pardon?
Cunningham has been phenomenal for Ireland.
Cunningham's been excellent. I say Eve Turkington as well in the centre has done very, very well, and you can't understate the effect Beth Redmond's had in this game.
I can't believe you've mentioned a middle player for MVP. It's insanity.
What more can a middle player do than what Beth Redmond's done this game? Let's be honest.
That's solidity.
I'd say Vidas Nero from Sweden to have some credit for starting that fight back in the second half. But I think the Northern Irish women been proving too much to handle for a lot of these. As we might have expected, all change here for Northern Ireland. We see Maxwell, Moore and Chen all enter the fray to join Redmond, Luffridge and Lindsay on court.
Elusive players. Swapping out their winger as well.
Yeah, Cunningham's taking a break along with both of the Turkingtons, Eve and Hannah.
Race from the centre. Takes the trade from the wing.
Nice work from Maxwell taking the trade from Ugla.
Both players doing what you'd want from them, really.
Yeah, done all they could, made sure of their hits.
Yeah.
Anything after that's academic.
It is
Great centre from Werner, makes the mark through the block of Lindsay.
so overlooked in games where all you need to do is get one out and you've done your job.
Yeah. Yeah, if all of your team members did that,
Yeah.
then you would never lose a set. 2-ball tackle to Chen. Here we go again.
Ooh,
Different players, the same result.
That not lost of control?
Maybe voluntary drop. Well, I think she might have blocked it, then maybe her knee dislodged the ball from her hand, something like
yeah.
that. Tough to tell from here, the rest have much better view than us.
There's a minute and a half left, there will be a set after this. Great dodge out the way there. Ducks down, puts the ball above her head.
Yeah, Luffridge ensuring she keeps herself alive. Doesn't ensure Sweden can take a 2-player advantage.
Ducks save touch again.
Chen sends one back towards Sweden. Two ball attack. Great accuracy, getting past the block of Luffridge right onto the feet.
50 seconds left. Can Sweden hold on to this set? It made
Mark onto Werner.
Still a player up for Sweden. 40 seconds left.
Very delicate operation here for Sweden to try and convert this one. Blocked out from Chen. Here it comes. Same again. Great accuracy from Chen across court.
Resilience from Northern Ireland.
Once again, yeah. Been down all this set, but in the last 20 seconds they draw level.
It's been the story of this game for part of it. It's why this has become such a gulf between the two teams.
Very much so. Redmond sends one. Sweden come back up with interest.
Seems a little bit unsure of the double running.
That might be the 3 minutes.
Sweden didn't seem
an honourable draw.
Sure how long was left.
Yeah, I think potentially think they had enough time to set and make a play with 3 balls, which oftentimes you have more time than you think in these situations, but not on that occasion for Sweden. We will have a 90-second set to curtail these two teams' European efforts. Northern Ireland will take 7th in the women's cloth category and Sweden will take 8th. Both teams kicking this off with 3 balls in hand. Krasinski sends one cross court, but Redmond sees it all the way. Securing a player advantage for Sweden to kick, for Northern Ireland to kick things off. 3 balls in hand for Sweden, trying to be aggressive in the face of Northern Ireland. And another catch from Krasinski off the effort from Werner. Two-player advantage here for Northern Ireland. It's a one-catch game still. Ugler sends one back towards Maxwell.
Great release there.
Yeah, really nicely done.
Maxwell just taking the player out.
It's going to be 20 seconds. Sweden, 3-player deficit to try and overturn.
Goes to the catch.
Yeah, 4-player deficit now. Great accuracy from Chen. It was the right idea for Sweden to start looking for that catch, but the placement from Northern Ireland just too good. 2-ball attack coming in, make the mark on Chen. Double counter once again from Northern Ireland. A very apt way to finish the game, with a double running counter that has proved so effective for Northern Ireland throughout.
Apologies for that hit. Nothing meant by it. It's always the way with big dodges, just mean that is going to happen.
Very much so.
Yeah, that will be it for this game. Ends with Northern Ireland 20, Sweden 8. So Northern Ireland was 7th, Sweden 8.
A thoroughly entertaining affair, as often these final games are. Some of these Northern Irish women will need to prepare themselves for a mixed game, a mixed final later on today.
So, we will see you after a short break.
Bye-bye soon.
Hello everyone and welcome to this 7th place game between Spain and Ireland in the mixed cloth finals. So obviously Ireland this near side of court, Spain the far side. Ireland here because they lost to Scotland in the previous round. Spain lost to the Netherlands. Both pretty close contested games. We'll have to see what happens here. There's a lot of experience on both of these teams. Both of them will be definitely more than up for this. Refs just sort of letting people know what the lines on court mean. We have got a lot more lines today because of the foam being used on the same court, which hasn't been all tournament. And we'll have to see what the teams can do here. Yeah, they're pointing out the ball return lines, just letting them know. Very, very good teams here. So now, Spain get 3 balls off that. Matt Key knocking the ball to the side, not able to pull it back for his own team. Spain coming up now with 3 balls. They release from the right hand side, not able to make the hit on Hollinger. Ball rolls back to Spain. Gives them 3 again. Can they do anything on this attack? Nothing there. Hollinger blocks it away again. Blocks it towards Coombs on the other side, but doesn't. Almost takes out his teammate on the other wing with that block, but not quite. Ireland coming up now. Ireland to release. Release the court. Key out. Makes it. Won't bring a player in for Spain, but will take an Irish player out. A double hit there. Takes out Parfit and Heenan. Makes it 6-3 to Spain with a minute in the set. That gives Ireland 3 balls to attack with. Hollinger trying to the pre-throw, not able to pull it off this time. Always next time, I suppose. Chadwick releases low at the middle. Jumped out the way for the Spanish player. Escaned. Now releases at the middle. A very early pre-throw, blocked away. Hollinger fired at. Survives. Tells his team maybe calm it down a little. We don't need to go all guns blazing. Ireland coming up now. Chadwick releases. Paul pops up very, very high. Little bit too high, a little bit too far. No Ireland player managing to pick it up, but that makes it 5v3 to Spain with a minute 20 to go. Releases low from Chadwick. Not able to connect there. Ireland coming up again. Will they get anything here? Releases low again. Not able to pull anything out. Although line fault called on the winger there. Makes it just a single player deficit. Spain come up with 3 balls. Release at the wing. Blocked away. 4 balls to Ireland. Hollinger letting them know. Calm it down. Keep control of the balls. Take those opportunities when we get them. But now Ireland back up again. Chadwick caught, but Chadwick also makes the catch. This is going to be refs coming in because it's I believe simultaneous catches, but you do see those called a different way. But Chadwick does make the throw and is caught by the Spain player on the left there, and then is herself caught. So what they call here will be completely refs' discretion. Realistically, who knows? Chadwick definitely out with the catch. But whether or not Chadwick's catch will stand is up for debate. So I think they'll call simultaneous catch, but that will just be guesswork at this time. Who knows? Chadwick calling for VAR. Yeah. But yeah, so that's... So Chadwick, not gonna lie, kind of confused by that. Chadwick definitely caught out. Definitely also makes a catch. I don't know what they'll call here, but I think whether or not Chadwick is out is not really up for debate. So yeah, this is a very awkward call, and it is a very big call in this game. With it being the first set, it could dictate the entire kind of momentum for both teams. It's a very big call. But yeah, like we don't have replays, but it was two catches at the same time. So Chadwick making the catch, but herself getting caught. So who knows? Very young Spain team. So I believe they've called both catches. So I believe they've called both simultaneous catches, but who knows? But now, not entirely sure who's still on court. Key back in for the catch. Yeah. So it is 4 players for Spain versus the 2 of Ireland. That's what we got. Ireland now though with 2 balls coming up very, very far. Trying to apply that pressure, trying to bait the throws. Blocks out of the way, dodges the second. Spain now with 2 balls. Ireland coming up with 3. Releasing low. 2. Great dodging there by Spain. Pops his legs out the way. Keeps himself safe from Zapata. Does the same thing again. Flicks his feet. Skips away. 4 balls to Spain. 5 balls to Spain. Key called out back line, possibly? I mean, it'll be time anyway. So, it will be an academic out. But that leaves it to be Spain 1 set in the lead. A very, very close set. That double catch, or the simultaneous catch, is really dictating that sort of cause of play. So we'll have to see if Ireland can rally, or if that is a decision that will get to them. I believe, yes, Ireland making early substitution. Huskins brought on for Coombs. But now Ireland coming up with 3 balls. Releasing down the middle. Nothing there. Gives Ireland 3 balls again with that pre-throw. But now Ireland up again. Releasing. Blocked away. Blocked away from Ireland as well. We're back where we started. So now, will Ireland get any joy this time? They release. Catch made. She almost reels it in. Almost from Bernal. But not quite this time. Gives Ireland a 1-player lead. Hop. Flies out the way. Again. Just sends himself to the ceiling almost. Now 3 balls. Release blocked away by Key. Key looking for that counter, but deciding it's not on. Ireland a player in the lead. The release blocked away. Almost takes out Heenan with the block. Key running up, but calming it down, slowing it down, taking control. Ireland now releasing low. Spain trying to retaliate on Hollander. Take him out. He's not quite able to block that. Clipped on the foot. Ireland come up with 3, even on players. Makes the hit down the middle. Key backing his arm. Ireland now a player up. Still got the balls. That ball rolling back to them. Gives them possession. Block. Not able to make the block that time. Key's arm again. Key takes 2. Now Spain come up with 3. Release it Key from long. Holland blocks back. Blocked back off of Key and makes the catch. Taking Key out. Getting that arm out of the game. Makes it level on players. Now Ireland with 3 again. Can they do something here? Can they make a play? Not able to do anything there. Huskins undefended, but no one throws at him. 4 balls to Spain. Spain now coming up again. But to the fake, try and bait the movement. Huskins blocked away. Comes up back up. Doesn't make the release. Puts a lot of pressure on. Protects his teammates. Gives Ireland 3 balls. Level here. 40 seconds left in the set. Now they come up. They release low. Kind of dodges out of the way. Kind of stands still. But now Spain coming again. Releasing. Low at the middle. Chadwick looking for that catch. Chadwick not able to make it this time. Sets herself very early.
but not able to smother it. But still just a 1-player deficit. 10 seconds to go. They need a hit and they need it now. Makes the hit. Can he survive, Huskins? Does survive. Makes it level. 2 seconds. This will be a draw in the set. Spain running up, but not able to make the hit. Level in that set. Now, Ireland still a set behind, but they can be more than happy with that set. They've done a lot. They've put a lot of effort in. They've almost come away with a win. But Spain also not to be sort of dismissed, making some great catches, pulling themselves back in the game when they need to, making sure that Ireland cannot just go for chest. If they're going to make a hit, they need to pick their target wisely. Spain coming up. Ireland have 3. Will Key be firing again? No. Blocked. Oh, Huskins drops the ball on the block. It's an early out for Ireland. But now, Ireland coming up. Releases. Catch made on Chadwick. Floats into his chest. Just unlucky there. But now, Spain. Key drops the ball, dodges out of the way. Parfit applying the pressure, letting him know that's you're not taking out my mate. Key now watching his wing, the opposite winger intently. Heenan passes it back to Key. Spain coming up, releasing long at Hollinger. Key takes him out. Hollinger stays alive. It's a great passage of play for Ireland there. So safe, so secure. But there's still a player down. Key takes out. So that's Pasquale takes out Key. The trade there on the wing. And then the other Hollinger takes out the other side. Now 3 balls at Hollinger. Takes him out. But that does give Ireland 4 balls, I believe. And the opportunity for an attack here. They're a player down. What can they do? They do make the hit. Heenan ducks out the way of that pre-throw, keeps herself safe, makes it level in this game. Half a set remaining. So close. They're both double running, countering Heenan. Heenan hit. Parfit goes long. Spain player flicks her feet out of the way. Minute 10 remaining. Still plenty of time. Plenty of opportunity to make a difference here. Play ball called on Parfit. Parfit releases low. Spain now on them to throw. Minute remaining. Can she pull this back? All it will be is 1 catch. Spain throw a single ball. Nice and safe. Keeping controlled. Now. They come up. They release. Catch made. It's unlucky, but it does get through the time. So now, Spain 2 sets in the lead with 10 minutes left in the half. More than doable for Ireland. Ireland can bring themselves back in this game, but the sooner they do it, the easier it will be. It's just going to be a question of when. Can players start making big plays? Can they start pulling things? Reeling in catches they haven't been making so far. They release early, not able to make anything there. But everyone survives that rush. Spain coming up. Release. Oh, Coombs. Coombs blocks it away. Hit made there by Hollinger. Coombs applying pressure. Hollinger. Coombs now back on. But now, what will they do here? Release it Heenan. Heenan dodges out of the way. Hollinger takes out the wing. This is not an Ireland we've seen. This is deft throwing. Now they release again. Chadwick dodges out of the way. Hollinger blocks out of the way. Hollinger hits again. Blocks out of the way. Takes the hit. Tells him he needs to calm down. Slow it right down now. They're 6-3 up in this set. So huge for them if they can survive it. Makes the throw. Blocked away. But they get the ball back. It's more than worth the attempt. Ireland now coming up. Key releases. Makes the hit. Baits the catching attempt by putting it just outside. Now, it's 2 Spain players versus the 6 of Ireland. The release blocked away by Hollinger. Hollinger. Key now, a little bit of movement. Popped. Double hit there on the single player. Now, Ireland with 3 again. Ireland seem to have gotten up to speed in this game now. Great catch made there. Coombs out. Is it too little, too late? There's still a minute 15 to go. More than enough time to bring this back. All the balls. Plays it a little bit outside of Hollinger. Not able to make the hit this time. Still so many more balls to throw. Hollinger goes for Chadwick, not able to take her out. Goes for Hollinger again, blocked away. Double running counter. Makes the hit. Almost pulls it in. Almost from Zapata. Not able to this time. Ireland take the set. Reduce the deficit. Just a set in it now. But now, what can Spain do here? Can they try and pull away? Get rid of any sort of Irish momentum? But now, Ireland get 3 balls. Key swiping the middle ball back. But they're more than happy to slow it down. Coombs making the call. They release. Hit made on Key. The retaliation hit made on the wing by Coombs. 5 versus 5. Both teams probably not disappointed by that exchange. They release. Hollinger blocks. Ref's not calling him out. Some phenomenal blocking. But that gives them 4 balls. All to play for. Release the early pre-throw. Catch and hit made. Swings it back Spain's way. Spain now. 3 balls. 3 players up. This for 7th place. Great hit there made on Chadwick. Just clips her feet. Not much you could do about shots like that. Now they come up again. 3 balls. Popped up. Makes the catch. Keenan out. Parfit unable to reel any of those in. Such a horrible situation to be in. But that will give Spain a 2-set advantage with just over 5 minutes to go. More than doable. They've shown themselves to be more than capable even within this game. Switching one of the balls out because they've broken it. Absolute act of vandalism. But now, can Ireland come back? Have they got it in them? Key winning middle ball again. Pops it to Hollinger. The Spain ball goes a little bit too high, a little bit too long. Ireland now coming up with 3. The release makes the hit. Coombs taking out the middle. But 2 balls to Ireland. Just survive. Blocked away. Pass the ball. Chadwick passed the ball to Key. Ireland coming up with 3 again. Blocked away. Key makes the throw in the middle. We'll leave Ireland with 2 balls. 3 balls to Spain. Spain now low. Blocked away by Spanish winger. To be on Spain's side, I believe. So they will get those balls. It will be 3 ball attack again. Oh, almost reels it in. The trade there. Oh, so close to being a catch by Pasquale. But that leaves Ireland still a player up. Blocked away by Chadwick. A hit made by Coombs. 2 players up now for Ireland. Just need to hold this lead. The crowd behind them. Now they go for the running counter. Not able to make the hit on Key. Key skipping out the way. Spanish player called for back line. Puts Spain another player down in the set. The throw by Coombs tries to take advantage of her not paying attention. Minute 20 to go. If Ireland can hold on to this, they half the deficit. Hit made there by Key. Takes advantage of Zapata not paying attention to the player in front of him. But now, 3 balls to Ireland. Just cannot give up a catch. Anything else will do. Blocked away. Puts it above her shoulder. Goes to the catch but isn't quite able to pull it in. Halving the deficit. Just a single set in it. So close. Can Ireland level it now? Or can Spain stop this comeback? Everything to play for. Now then, some substitutions made for Ireland. Meg Shine brought on for them in the middle. Hollinger goes very high. Well, very high on a player that's kneeling, not actually that high. 3 balls to Spain. Released in the middle at Key. Key taken out. Coombs holds, gives them 4 balls. A player down though for Ireland. 2.5 minutes to go. Probably 2 sets left. Blocked away by Keenan. But the hit made there by Hollinger on the other wing. Level on players. Hit made there by Coombs. Sneaks it under the block. He tries to jump out the way of it, but isn't quite able to. Ireland a player up now. Just need to survive. Just need to hold on. Blocks away by Coombs. Coombs goes for the retaliation. Makes the hit. Takes the trade on it, but makes the hit more importantly. Ireland still a player up. Still just need to play the set out to level the game. Shine hit in the middle, but takes the trade. Spain making the hits, but just getting hit in return. Just need one moment to take this set. Hollinger blocks away, goes for the hit. Not able to make the hit there. She survives it by just ducking down. Smart dodging. Minute 20 to go. Gives Spain the opportunity to come back into it again. They go for the hit. Chadwick makes the catch. And the final hit by Hollinger. Spain are taking no chances. That makes it level in this game. I believe timeout called by Spain. Probably trying to stop that Irish momentum. They've won 2 sets on the bounce. You want to break that up. Ireland looking more and more confident in this game. Pulling off more and more counters. Making those plays they weren't before. So close though. So the stream is frozen. We are working on it. You will be resorting to just commentary for a little bit while this gets resolved. The score is 7 apiece. This will be a final set of this half, just a 90-second set. The camera will be coming back on shortly. It is being worked on. But now, the same starting 6 as the last set, I believe. But this will be a 90-second set. Starts. Ireland get 3 balls in the quick start. They're slowing it right down. Coombs making a call. Ireland release from the middle. Makes the hit down the middle. Blocked by Hollinger. Back to the opposing winger. Blocked back. Ireland 1 player up. So now Spain coming back up with 3 balls. Block tries to hit Chadwick, not able to hit Chadwick. Hollinger goes back up, tries to take the counter, but isn't able to. Still Ireland with 3 balls. Ireland coming up now. Release from the left-hand side, takes out the middle. Coombs, great hit, blocked by Huskins in the centre. Spain with three balls, but only 4 players to throw them. Ireland still with their full contingent. Spain throw at the middle. Chadwick not able to pull the catch in, drops it. Hollinger tries to hit the retaliation on the right-hand wing, but isn't able to. Block made. Ireland still a player up with Chadwick out. Now Spain go for another throw. Hollinger not able to, blocks it away. Ireland with 3 balls. Ireland coming up now, trying to close that gap. Throw a ball down the centre. Caught. Hollinger caught, I believe. No, the refs calling bounce. The refs have gone in for a discussion. It is 5-4 to Ireland, but depending on that catch has been called. It will be 5-4 to Spain. Ireland disappointed by that decision. So there are 5 Spanish players on court to the 4 of Ireland. We are working on the camera, but there is 20 seconds left in this set. Ireland, 3 balls, come up, release down the middle, not able to make the hit. Coombs not able to do anything. Spain more than happy to sit back and wait. 10 seconds, this will be the final play of the set. Final play of the half. Throw from Huskins down the middle, blocked away. Spain called on play ball. Ball hit made, catch made. Coombs hit then catch to win the set for Ireland. Puts them in the lead. Something you cannot see. Would have been really good if you could. But a great hit then catch by Coombs. It makes the hit, stacks it to the ground, pulls the catch in. That will make it Ireland 9. Ireland, 9. Spain 7. We'll be right back after we fix this camera.
Sorry for the technical issues we've just had there. Since you've missed us, it's 8 minutes 20 remaining in the half. 15-7 up to Ireland. 3 balls with Spain. 3v2. Trade on the right hand side there. Hollinger taking us out, but also taking a player down with him. Heenan left, 2v1 to Spain. 3 balls with Ireland. Very safe throw from Spain. Going above Heenan's head. Heenan on the running counter. Hitting the block of Lauraval. Another safe throw from Carmen, number 3. I think Spain are just looking out to see the last 14 seconds. Narrow that deficit. Set to Spain. 15-9 to Ireland.
15-9, 6:27 remaining. Quick conversation between the coach of Ireland and the referees. Apologies for the technical difficulties we've had. Hopefully you're looking forward to the finals following this. It will be the men's foam. And we will be onto a different stream for that. So keep an eye out for the links. All can be found on the EDF YouTube website. We're ready to go again. Be a 3-ball start to Ireland. Resetting slowly. Single release off key, just avoiding the player. Few exchanges there, 1-for-1s. Five v 5. 4 balls to Ireland. 3 balls on Alejandro. Unable to make the mark on her pre-throw. 4 balls again with Ireland. 5 v 4. Two balls onto the right wing there, making their mark. 5 v 3. Only 1 ball coming back off that volley. Safe throw from Chadwick. Campoy just jumping over it. Lovely block on the corner with a running counter and a lovely drop catch. Brings it back to 6 v 1. 1:40 left of the set. All missing. Going for a diagonal cross-court shot there. Leaves Spain with 4 balls. Heenan getting out of the way there. Running counter with a single put past Campoy. Again, 3 balls with the Spain. Minute remaining in the set. Exchange of throws on the left hand side, both going awry. Ooh, nearly managing to secure the catch there, but the second ball coming in, just dislodging it. Three minutes 50 remaining. It'll be about 3 minutes 40, so probably 2 sets left in this match. Ireland 17-9 up. Just trying to fix the camera again. Two balls to Spain. 3 balls to Ireland. Ireland coming up. Solo throw from Key, gets caught by Alejandro. Solid take of the back of court. Solo ball onto the wing, blocked away. 3 balls with Ireland. Hit through the block there. 5 v 5. Block away. The 1-for-1 not quite paying off for Ireland there, as the trade was unsuccessful. Leaving it a 5 v 4 to Spain. Running counter. Blocked away by Parfit. 3 balls for Spain. Double throw. Running counter. All balls miss. Leaving Ireland with 4. Catch made on Shine's ball, and then just getting out of the way the second second ball, leaving Spain with 6, Ireland with 3. Block away on the running counter there from Ireland. 3 balls still with Spain. Hit through the block. 6v2. Lovely pre-throw. Spain winning the final set, or penultimate set there, will be a 1 minute 30 set to finish off this match. Final 1 minute 30 set, 3 balls to Ireland, 17-11 in the Irish's favour. Great first shot there, getting the hit on the solo release and avoiding the pre-throw. Another solo release and a return volley. Ireland still with 3 balls. Couple of exchanges resulting in ultimately a 1-for-1. Lovely pre-throw, right onto the feet. Not much they could do there. Key comes up, takes the hit, and they retrieve the ball in the neutral zone. 3 balls. And that is time. Ireland win, 19-11. A strong performance and a strong finish to their Euros here. Smiles and hugs all around. We'll be cutting over now to the men's finals. So go find the stream, find us on there, and we hope you look forward to the finals. I believe it is England men's versus Austria in the foam. Might be Italy, I'm not 100% sure. But we'll see you on the next stream.
round robin games between the England men's foam team and the Italian men's foam team. As you can see them just warming up on your screen there outside of the graphic. We know they are both super ready and pumped, as we've seen from those warm-up interviews from the captain of the Italian team and the coach of the English team. Joining me, one of your commentators today, Jonathan Wilkie, is the prestigious Nick Danchenko.
Hello, hello, hello. Yes, as we said, we did see both teams earlier in this tournament. Both teams looked very, very impressive. I do think that they were very impressive. It was a very close game. England did come out on top, but I do think Italy can take England down. I think this is going to come down to ball control and which team can really survive longer. England have the big arms. I feel like Italy might be the better all-rounders. They're very, very good in terms of movement on the back line. I think we're really set for a fantastic first final at the 2025 European Dodgeball Championships.
And that's something that's super important to point out. Their round-robin game was played in our alternate hall, which was wall-to-wall. Here we are net-to-net, so once you throw those balls, they're not coming back. So in terms of the English team, where they do have a lot of huge arms and they really, they're very confident in their power play, as opposed to the Italians, who we saw later on in that game start taking some amazing catches. So we've got that kind of difference in style, and both teams have developed throughout the tournament. Speaking to the Italian captain, we know that they had been testing and trying new things throughout their pool stage games. So we'll see what they can bring to this final and what styles the two teams are going to provide.
So far, do you have any players to watch? I know you're very familiar with this England team. I had the pleasure of getting to watch both of these teams for the first time. I can definitely say on the Italian team, my player to watch is Pintus. His movement on the back line, he's been very, very dodgy. He's very efficient with his movement, and he's made some big grabs that have really helped Italy close out some crucial points throughout this tournament.
Yeah, absolutely agree. That's Captain Fantastic there. But also on the side of Italy, somebody I noticed didn't play in their first game who has started warming up for this final is Alexander Pignatiello, who wasn't part of that game. So I've seen him. He's quite active on social media, so we can see he's an excellent player. It was interesting that he didn't have that opportunity to play. He didn't have that opportunity to play in that round-robin game. So I'm really excited to see him play in the final.
I had the pleasure of getting to see him earlier this tournament, and some of you may or may not know he did feature at the World Youth Championships earlier this year in, I believe, Calgary, Alberta. And I heard that he was very, very impressive at that tournament. So we have some young talent getting to represent the Italian team, and also some young talent on England. Shout out to Benji Millward.
Yeah, it'd be remiss not to mention a friend of both of ours, Benji Millward, warming up at the moment. He's an excellent young talent, featuring in both the cloth development squads and the foam academy here at the England Lions. But also across the board, we have a mixture of old talent and new talent. If you did listen to the interview,
have, I think, an all-6 Canadian lineup of officials for this match. Shout out to all the friends who came all the way from Canada to Limerick, Ireland for the Euros. Very, very excited to see how this match goes. This is going to be a historic match, the first final in the foam division at a European Championship.
yeah, this is a massive day for the foam game in Europe. We've seen it grow over the past few years. Started in Mexico. Obviously, Italy have been playing for, I don't even know how long they've been playing for, much longer than a lot of the nations now. But we've seen so many nations. We've seen Austria, England, Wales, Sweden, lots of teams picking up. The first French team this tournament. And now we're here at the first stage of gold in Europe with our gold medal here. So the teams just having their final team talks. You can see they're really locked in and zoned in. This is the first time a lot of teams here are going to watch such quality dodgeball, and it'll be excellent for us to be able to bring it to you at home.
Amazing. I feel very, very pleasured to get to watch this match. As someone who's only seen North American foam and teams like Malaysia and Hong Kong, I'm really excited to see the final with two of the best teams in Europe and two top 10 foam nations in the world. We have a fantastic turnout. I don't know if you can see on the stream at the moment, but there's plenty of people ready to watch this historic match.
Yeah, just behind the players in Italy, there's a group of the Italian cloth and foam supporters. But off to our right, you can't really see it, but there's a sea of white of English fans, a mixture of Swiss in there as well. But we saw yesterday how much this English crowd can bring to some of these games. So it's going to be excellent to hear the support as the crowd starts chanting the Italia chant to warm them up. So as the two teams come forwards, they've had their captains' meetings just to high five. We can't really tell who our starting lineups are, as England are all in their whites. We have some Italians in their blue, just trying to figure out, but we'll be able to tell you more once they line up on court. Lots of support coming in from the chat as well. Let us know where you're coming from, where you're supporting from. Have you got money on England? Have you got money on Italy? So now as they line up, we'll take us through the English lineup on the near side. Captain Straubs there, Mark Allen, number 4, with Henry Skinner, number 0, Benji Millward, 34, Brendan O'Regan. As we start off, Aidan Woodall and Elliot Zara round off the complement.
Burden on England. Big throw. Connects with number 77, Colinielli.
Yeah, Woodall goes low under the response from Daniel Pintus, the captain. Straubs takes the shot, dodged out of the way. Millward goes low.
Fantastic movement from Benji Millward. Doing well to draw that ball in and stay alive. We're going to have a 6 versus 5. Big throw out of the middle. It was a curveball. Does not connect with San Giorgi.
Yeah, something that a lot of cloth players might not notice, but you can see really well from this angle is just the spin some of these players put on the ball. Millward there curving to the left.
Good block from Italy's right corner. Four balls on the Italian side. They need to make it work. A pre-counter from Straubs. Does not look like it's going to find the target. Good block from number 24 on the Italian side. Once again, San Giorgi.
Just to confirm, as Nick is from North America, we do have slightly different terminology. As Skinner goes forward there, he's sat at the back of court. Millward applies that pressure, but our corners are our wingers. The free throw could be the pre-throw or whatever you called it. But we do have slightly different terminology. So just keep on top of that. The game is still very much the same.
And a big hit, a fantastic setup from Straubs.
And another trade as Pinterest leaves the court, and Woodall, you can see what it means to him. 3 Italians left. This is where the game breaks down a bit. Now that all of those Italians can have a blocking ball, it makes the game slightly more slower.
This is where the Italians thrive. They're very, very dodgy. They're good at blocking. They can really, really use the extra space on the court to whittle down this England team. Let's see. Big throw from Iba.
A sidestep from O'Regan there, just getting out the way as Straubs, O'Regan, and Millward come forwards.
Another big curveball from Straubs. It's not going to find the right winger from Italy. Return out of the middle.
On the left side of your screen.
Yes.
Big hit from Millward there as he celebrates and is hit out by the post throw. Straubs comes forward, but you can see what it means to him. They're happy with taking these trades when they're up in players.
Yeah, when you're up players like this, the trade game is a very effective way to play this. The Italian players are hard to hit, so when you have them in a vulnerable position, even though you might die, it's best to take that. The trade game is really going to be beneficial for England here.
A 2-ball attack there. England happy with giving away that possession as Skinner applies pressure on your left side of screen. O'Regan jumps over the first and the second just comes off to his right.
2 left on the Italian side. Throw out of the middle. Straub's not going to find number 10 on the Italian side. Violanti, big cross court, gets countered by Skinner.
You can see Skinner there playing super aggressive. As soon as those Italians are coming towards the activation or ball return line, which is your, I believe, your second orange line as the block comes across, but your second orange line on the screen, as we do have the cloth lines on this court as well. They're happy with taking those post rows as they're being dragged all the way to the line.
And that's perfect. You can't let this Italian team get comfortable taking their throws at the line, especially when they're down players. So the pressure is going to be key, especially when these players are this good defensively.
Yeah, England with a lineup at the moment, a mixture of their very nimble and defensive set players, O'Regan, Zara.
And a beautiful setup. Strobes is going to capitalize on that. Is going to be a 4v1.
Yeah, the Italian winger there, he's jumped off of the fakes of Zara and O'Regan, and Strobes has just delayed his shot a bit on the come down, and he's nailed him as he comes down.
We love to see the setup. Arato, oh, great movement. Fantastic double dodge to get out of the way. Going to take it on Zara, but the ball's going to bounce in front. Takes another one on O'Regan, gets countered. It's going to be a block.
Yeah, great play from Strobes there. The Italian player has pushed up really aggressively, taken some big shots at Zara and O'Regan, and kind of left himself open for Strobes, who's not managed to break the block.
Another good block from the Italian. Coming up to the line slowly, takes the cross. 2 again, fantastic movement. The counter rush, and he's going to get the hit down to a 3v1.
He has
and
all 6 balls from this.
All 6 balls. 3v1, all 6 balls, a very advantageous position for the Italian. He needs a hit or 2 here. Goes up, and it's a 2v1. He's already hit 2. Zara going to collect the second ball for England. And it's still going to be burden on Italy.
So just to remind you, we are doing live stats for all of the finals today as playback reviewer joining us. In the top left corner of your stream, we have that QR code that will take you to the live stats. Blocked there by Skinner as they come forward. Zara's ball is blocked. Skinner leaves his arms there. 2 dodges out of the way as he's in that position. Zara comes forward.
What a
hit!
hit! Oh, and,
Skinner
and it's a hit!
To make the hit. An excellent performance from the Italian number 12, Arato. He was super there, but he could not manage to climb the mountain that was the 5 English players on court.
So close. He played that absolutely perfectly. His movement on the back line was phenomenal. The 2 balls he used to block, very, very hard to break, but as soon as he didn't have any, Skinner took advantage of that. Arato, he could have made that last hit, but just unlucky to barely miss Skinner. Very impressive showing from the Italian, but England are going to take the first point in this match.
Yeah, and that's almost an 8-minute set as he has been subbed off afterwards. Woodall takes the shot. It's blocked cleanly by that middle player. Italy happy with just recycling possession and allowing England to come forwards.
Another big curveball out of the middle from Millward. Lots of throws in the exchange. Woodall is taken out. We have 4 balls for the Italians, all 6 left on court. 2 spent, neither are going to connect.
Yeah, they're a bit congested there on that right side. We have 4 players with 4 balls in hand, and they've stacked that one side. You'd assume if they were going for a multiple ball attack at one of the wingers on the right side, that would have been the case. But I think it just put them in a tough position.
Millward sneaky counter across his body. Very, very sneaky throw. Single ball spent, 1 returned, and Eva's going to be tagged up by O'Regan. We have a 5-on-5 match, 3 balls apiece with burden on Italy. Big throw out of the middle from San Giorgi. He does have a massive arm.
Yeah, O'Regan picking up on that screen there as 24 has gone low, hitting out 77 at the back. And they've sent 2, managing to make the hit on number 16. The post row does not capitalise onto O'Regan. I would have liked to have seen Italy hold there with 5 balls.
A big cross from San Giorgi. That shallow cross has been working for him previously in this tournament, but he didn't connect on that exchange. Zara throw out of the middle, gets countered. It goes behind him. He almost moved into that. 5 versus 3. Italy has tons of space to move. We saw what they did in this situation last. Almost closed from a 4v1. What a catch! What a catch!
And a grab from Strobes as he's on that backtrack, bringing back in Woodall. There's just a conversation about the sweat on court. They've not cleaned it up, but that's fine. Skinner indicating it's not quite Graz 2024 in here, but these players are working hard on court, so there is some sweat going on. What you can't really see with some of these England shirts is because they are stuck to these players.
Yep. And we're bringing out the world's 2024 MVP, the mop.
We've not had the pleasure of having it throughout this tournament so far. One of our line refs there doing an excellent job. Reminds me of a time I did officiating for a volleyball tournament. In between every set, we'd have to come on court and wipe up the mop from the volleyball players.
Wow. Sounds like a lot of what was in the other gym this weekend. This venue's been pretty good for sweat from what I've heard, but the other one, as soon as someone goes down, gotta grab the mop.
So looking down onto court now, 2 Italians with 3 balls in hand against a complement of 5 English players. Oh.
And a great hit on San Giorgi.
Yeah, something we saw in the previous Italy game, a slightly slower start from Woodall, but he is shooting great at the moment, making loads of hits. I think at the moment, one of our MVP suggestions, as he manages to make that last hit, the pump into the air. England have got a lot of momentum in these first 2 sets.
They're up 2-0. If I'm this Italian side, I think I'm going to try to lock down a little bit more on ball control. Those counters are kind of exposing some players that aren't in line with the rest of the team, and that one hit here or there can be crucial for them, especially when they're going down to a 5v2 or a 5v1 scenario.
I think the wall-to-wall in the previous round-robin game has probably given these teams not necessarily a full sense of security, but at least facing this English side, as there's a little bit of an issue with the whistle. But in terms of when you play this English side wall-to-wall, it's kind of like you're facing a firing squad because they have such good arms. But now they're being really intelligent with possession. As Strauss doesn't miss that shot onto Arato, who's been subbed back on after his heroics in the first set. And Italy just need to be able to control that, as a great grab as Mill was hit out at the back of court and Woodall's caught on the post stroke. But that was basically the story of the second half, as there's another hit as the 2 balls go onto O'Regan. Italy starting this set exceptionally strong.
Let's go. It looks like we're going to see a change in momentum. Italy finally starting to find their stride in terms of the hitting. They've had the defense. I feel like they're moving well on the back line. They might be biting a little too hard on the pumps, but they're finding their throws now, and they find themselves in a very comfortable 6-against-3 position.
So it'll be interesting to see now what England can do now that they're playing defense. Now that they're on the defensive and they're not the aggressors with being up in players.
We've seen it before this tournament. The England squad are no stranger to being able to close a point like this. But Italy, very, very hard to hit. It's up, and it's a catch. As I said, that ball control is going to be crucial. Iba did not need to release on the player with 2 balls in the middle.
Yeah, and then number 10 as line falls off the back there as he's dodged. Oh, an insane curve shot from Straubs as it goes onto the feet of the left winger of Italy. As Skinner almost falls off the back of court, but now England are up in players.
Look how quickly this match turned with one counter that caused a catch, gives the momentum back to England. This is exactly what I mean, that they need a little bit more ball control. Ooh, big cross from Pintus. Does not find Millward on the backtrack.
Yeah, 77 there, our right winger, has been excellent. He's blocking in the middle, he's blocking on the wing. He's just been doing an excellent job at surviving.
Number 77, Colinelli, also has a very big arm. He did get some hits earlier in this point. He's going to need to keep pushing because they're now down 1 player. Arato also very, very good at that last man in final 3, kind of